Let's talk about the Democrats and the School of Frankfurt, especially the father of the New Left, Herbert Marcus. As the origin of critical theory, the Frankfurt School was a place where the academia was really involved in the psychological and philosophical proposals of Marxism. The academia wanted to propose a new form of Marxism, but they understood that for that to happen, a social thinking, a social development would need to happen before so people would accept this new form of leftist thinking. But they also wanted to avoid to fall again in fascism. Their basic proposal was Marxist: power structures versus proletarian. But through the years, they had other philosophers that opposed them. In the theory of novel in 1971, Gregor Lucas accused them of elitist looking at the abyss in a fancy hotel. Karl Popper criticized Adorno, who was one of the famous philosophers of the school, accusing him of having an empty theory. Philosopher Nicholas Comprides also says something similar about the theory. He agrees with the theory until a certain point, and then he realizes, or he talks about, how this ends in an empty conclusion that weakens the purpose of the critical theory in the first place. They have been critiqued by groups on different sides, from communists to libertarians, from free market to Marxists. Historian and psychologist. Another criticism from Christopher Lax, accusing them of using psychiatric grounds to basically dismiss anybody they couldn't debate. They just wouldn't argue with opponents, and they would keep in their own thoughts. Sounds familiar? This is one of the characteristics we see on the new left today, where people on the left, they just try to dismiss or use character assassination in order to not debate the real issues. In the United States of America, the guy that is more or the better known of those philosophers was Herbert Marcus, the father of the new left. One of the things about Herbert Marcus is that he wanted to prove that social control was achieved by technology, entertainment, capitalism, and communism too. Though he criticized the Soviet communism, he was a Marxist in every aspect you can think of, and he was considered the father of the new left. Interestingly enough, Leszek Kolakowski described him as an anti-Marxist that wanted to get rid of social rules and create a utopia where an elite would rule everybody else. Philosopher Aleister McIntyre pointed out the assumptions that were incorrect between consumers and the corporate advertisers. He accused him of being a pre-Marxist thinker and attacked his notion of industrial societies completely. The members of the Frankfurt School, when Hitler took power and started dominating Germany, they left to the United States of America, to the different universities that became the universities with the most leftist thinking. Interestingly enough, a lot of their theories of how to take down the power structures look a lot like what we are seeing today with Antifa and other organizations or movements. These ideas not only stayed to criticize the actual government, but to develop a strategy of how to erode the United States cultural of capitalism and Judeo-Christian values. Here are some of the things that they were planning to do, and as you can see, these things are already in place in society today. And the Democrat Party is playing a big role in this plan of eroding the American culture. Right now, they are not just eroding the culture, they are betraying Christianity, even though some of them call themselves Christians, and they are betraying the United States of America and the Constitution. They are using the media, they are using sex, they are using popular culture or pop culture. They are using education and all kinds of things to basically indoctrinate us into a new form of thinking, a new form of America. An America that is subjected to a group of elite thinkers. That is not freedom. That is not what we stand for. And we need to wake up to this. This is America. This is a place for freedom. This is a place for liberty. This is a place that has a constitution for the people and by the people. Let's not exchange it for an empty philosophy.